Evening, everybody. Mark Sudduth here. Happy July 4th to you. Got some people over, so it might be kind of loud, but look, we got to get an update out. Got Tropical Depression 3 out there. I want to show you that. Here's the track map off the interactive site from the HurricaneTrack Insider, and there it is, Tropical Depression number 3, 35 mile per hour wind. We know this because recon went out. The Air Force Hurricane Hunters, we appreciate their work this Independence Day going out to check this out. And yep, we do have a depression that's formed off the southeast coast of the U.S. Definitely more organized than we were perhaps thinking, but not unsurprising. This part of the coastline over here helps to ramp things up, it seems, the geography, the way it's curved, kind of like the coast of Texas and even the Bay of Campeche we saw with Barry. And similar to Barry, this is going to be short-lived, weak overall, but that does not mean there will be no impacts. There will certainly be impacts from this system for the Carolinas over the next couple of days. I know there's a lot of people at the beaches out here from Savannah and points north to the Outer Banks, the Tidewater area. Yep, this is going to be somewhat of a pain in the butt. I think tomorrow will be okay, but then Sunday things are going to go downhill. The biggest threat, I'm going to draw it in with blue here, is going to be from rip currents along the coast, and that is a killer. You need to be careful about that. I'll tell you about how to look up that information before we wrap things up. Here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center. I just want to look at the public advisory as it's related to our depression here. Written by my good friend, a lot of people know this guy, Dr. Jack Bevan. Appreciate him being there at the helm at the National Hurricane Center today. Tropical Storm Watch now in effect from Edisto Beach in South Carolina up to Little River Inlet. And that means, of course, tropical storm conditions. What does that mean? Well, squally weather, maybe winds up to tropical storm force, locally rough seas, periods of very heavy rain, some coastal flooding, especially during times of high tide where you have onshore flow, but that is about it. Reports from the Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter unit indicating that winds are 35 miles per hour, and the air pressure, kind of where you'd expect it to be this time of year. It's not very low. 10, 12 millibars. But look, it's all about the impacts. I'm going to emphasize this in red. Hazards affecting land, and this is what you need to be aware of. All right, so the key messages are going to be issued in a different product. But let's look at this. The wind, yep, tropical storm conditions possible. So, 40 miles per hour, gust over 50 possible with this. Heavy rainfall, 2 to 4 inches, so be careful if you're traveling, and this certainly could ruin some weekend outdoor plans. Storm surge, 1 to 2 feet above ground where you have onshore flow. And there it is, it's mentioned right there. Anywhere you have onshore flow, maybe a couple of feet of surge above ground level. And then surf. This is what I am honestly most concerned about, because a lot of people are at the beach this weekend, and dangerous surf, rough surf, rip currents, this could kill you. So you really do have to be mindful of this. Don't just blow it off and say that this is being blown out of proportion. We don't need you scheduling a funeral for week after next because of dangerous surf and you get caught in it, or a rip current or something like that. Really cool dashboard. I point to this often from the Tropical Tidbit site. This is what it looks like on infrared, and pretty healthy looking overall for especially a 10-12 millibar pressure. You can see a few banding features associated with this. Big, huge band out here. More of a blob in the center with deep convection trying to swirl around that low pressure center, but dry air and upper level winds limiting this from really getting going, which is good because the water temperatures are exceptionally warm down this way. And if it wasn't for the other unfavorable conditions, this thing would really take off like we saw with Arthur 11 years ago today. Look at it here on the visible, though. This really tells the story. Look at this curved band feeding in here. Low-level circulation tucked in there. Upper-level winds, not the worst, but not ideal either. And a good deal of the convective activity, thunderstorm activity away from the center. So that's why I think tomorrow you're going to be able to get your plans in on Saturday there, but then on Sunday, this is going to get closer and closer to making landfall. And then areas close to the coast and inland and coastal areas obviously included. You're going to have kind of a not so good end to your weekend. Looking at the reflectivity here, let's let this load. This is from Dr. Mark Nissenbaum's site. And just trying to get this to load up for you. Here's a look at the radar. Let's use this white color here. There it is offshore. So no worries about fireworks or anything like that tonight getting disrupted from our system down here. This is just your regular air mass thunderstorms due to the unstable atmosphere and daytime heating. This is a whole other issue that I'll probably address tomorrow and certainly on Monday in my regular longer update. The leftover mid-level energy from what was Barry. You've seen all the terrible flooding over in, Kerr County or Carr County, however you say it, Comfort, Texas, in that area, Hunt and vicinity. Absolutely terrible, underscoring once again that rainfall is an unbelievable impact that we need to respect more going forward. But back to our depression, again, anything you see right now over land, indirectly related to the depression out over the Atlantic. We don't have to worry about that too much until we get into tomorrow and then into Sunday. National Weather Service. So this is going to be your best friend if you want to know more about what to expect in your area. Go to weather.gov. You see it right there, weather.gov. I'm going to serve this to you on a silver platter, as they say, and then put your zip code in right there of wherever you're interested in. Maybe you're visiting the Carolina coast from Ohio, which is there, Pennsylvania, whatever the case may be. Look up your zip code, and then from that, or you can just click on the map if you know what you're looking for, and you'll get the zoomed in version. And I misclicked. Let's try that again. You get the zoomed in version. You see the coastal areas. These are what you want to read right through here. Tropical storm warning, tropical storm watch, the rip current statement, anything like that, especially though this right here, the rip current statement. That, my friends, is what I'm most worried about, especially with the high population of people along the coast that may not be good swimmers, may not be used to something like this at all. And hey, just because you think you're a good surfer, you still need to be very, very careful. I'm serious. It sounds macabre and morbid, but you do not want to be calling the funeral home Monday or Tuesday because one of these rip currents or big crashing waves got you and put you in the hospital and then you pass away. Very serious about that. It's all about the impacts, all right? Busy here at my residence with people coming and going, as you're probably hearing there. Hey, it's 4th of July. We're expected to be busy spending time with friends and family, but the weather stops for no one. You have to stay aware of these things, so I wanted to get a quick video up for you. I have another one tomorrow, and by tomorrow, this will probably be Tropical Storm Chantal, and we will talk about it more then. All right? Have a good evening and a safe evening. I'm Mark Sudduth again. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you again tomorrow.